just want to mention that there are a lot of other scripts out there that can add extra functionality to the first-person character controller. There's a few I've written out there myself. There's one here for using Q and E to lean, to look around corners. Been a long time since I've used this one. But yeah, so there's one for leaning around corners. There's one here after I started playing Far Cry, and I really love the sliding mechanic, and then people were asking about it, so I have written a little thing that'll do a Far Cry type slide, where you're sliding that you can look around while you're sliding, but you can't change your slide direction. So there's that out there. There was one I helped another person with recently, so this is their script. I just helped them get it all working together. This is kind of like, if you can imagine a Batman type scenario where you walk up to a cave or an entrance and you crouch down and you rip the grill off, and then you start crouching as you walk through the tunnel, but you can't stand up, all that kind of thing. This one does that. You crouch, and you walk through the tunnel. Now you can jump, and he's hitting his head on the roof, but you can see above it because that's the position of the camera where it's going. If we get a good view of that camera, we'll see as I jump while I'm in the tunnel, the camera's lifting above, so that's got to be sorted out. But apart from that, something else you can do with the character controller. He's crouched, there's the tunnel. Yeah, and I've done a couple more interesting ones. That one's a lot of fun, leaving footprints behind, and this one getting a certain point of a texture on a mesh. So I've also been playing with other stuff that I wanted to put into my programming and making games series, and that was all these things that you could add to the first-person character controller. Like I've been mucking around with headbob. You probably can't see much. If I really exaggerate the headbob, let's just say the X, let's just make that 2, Y 0.5. So when we're walking now, I should really see a sway left to right. I've got the head bob, but more importantly, each footstep sound is happening. There's that footstep, so as he bobs to the left, you get the left footstep, and then the right to the right. So you get the footsteps when he's running. So there's all these scripts out there that modify first-person character control with extra functionality, but they're all kind of split and separate everywhere. Like here's one I just did recently. I thought was, oh yeah, okay. Before we go too far on that, there's this little GUI number here that's saying number 3. Now if I walk over here onto this grassy area, you see it now says number 2. And this is a way to read what texture that the first person controller is standing on. So if we go over here to this cliff texture, so it says 0, so I'm standing on cliff. So you can change your different footstep sounds based on the painting of your terrain. So go down to that brown area, you get a 1. Okay, lots of fun. And the footprints. This one I did quite recently. I was mucking around with the car racing, Unity racing tutorial actually, and looking at their skid marks script. So I decided to leave some footprints around the same way that they leave skid marks. Currently it's set to 250 footsteps that you can leave. And then it starts recycling those positions. The last one that you left out of the 250 is taken away, and you put a new footstep down. And if we have a look at them, they are different footprints. Now I've just got a random thing going, but again, you could have different footprints for different types of surfaces. So yeah, so I was making this video really to say, well, what do people think if I have any viewers left? What do you think about this suggestion this fellow made with the crouching? That's the footstep script there. And he was saying that we should make all these first person kind of things a Unity wiki kind of thing. So we just need to get a collection together of all these things that make extra functionality to the character control script. I mean, you can make a list of things. Alright, so you want crouching and running. They're the first basic ones. Okay. So now I've included head bob, footsteps, footsteps. There's the sounds. Footsteps as ground textures. What else did I do today? With the running. With the sprint stamina timer. Okay, well I'll leave it out there and see if people actually comment to this video, but yeah, there's lots of stuff out there, links to what I've done, try and help people searching on things if they can't find it, I suppose. But yeah, what are your thoughts on getting together a collection on adding getting a whole group of how to add extra functionality to the first person character controller? Yeah, I'll leave it at that.